Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Let's Build Twitter. We're on episode 88, and unfortunately, today is also going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because of the way that the recordings broke down and editing and everything. However, in this episode, we're going to finally wrap up the login functionality by first setting up an error message for whenever the user puts their password in wrong, and then we debug an issue inside of our user slice, preventing that error message from actually popping up, wrapping up with setting up the navigation to the feed page whenever the user logs in successfully. As always, I'm Ethan under Koder, and let's hop straight into development. So let's go ahead and go back into our login form 2 to make sure that we display a message whenever this happens, and we'll go ahead and test everything out to make sure everything is working and kind of move on from there. So back in VS Code, we'll go to our login form 2, and then above our login forgot, we're going to go ahead and add some curly braces, say state.error question mark, and if there is an error, we'll have a p class name equal to, and this will be a login dash form dash error and a color dash red, and what we're going to say is password is incorrect, otherwise we're just going to have nothing, and save. So that looks good. We need to go back into our CSS and actually make a, well, actually no, I already have a login form error. That should be fine. So now let's see if this is actually going to work as we kind of expect. So right now, if we close out of this and then sign in, this is something we probably need to clear this whenever we X out of that. And that's a bug that I'll write down. We'll go ahead and refresh. So let's go ahead and say unknown, and this should cause it to be red. Okay, unknown coder, and next. That was kind of broken, so I might want to take a look at that. But if I put in a wrong pass, so pass should be incorrect, and hit enter. Okay, didn't quite do what I expected. Let me inspect. It should have gotten a 400. Failed to load resource, cannot read properties, undefined, reading user. Okay, so we need to fix that inside of our slice. I guess I didn't notice this before. And this got a 404 actually, and we shouldn't have got a 404, I don't think. Well, actually, no, that's the old one. Just kidding. This is the new error, the 403, that's fine. And then this says cannot read property reading user. So let's go back into our user slice. This is a new error, and we need to reopen the slice. So let's find it, user slice. So whenever we are rejected and logging in, which we do not have a rejected logging in, I probably should have set that. I don't know why I don't have a rejected. I must have just let it slip my mind to add it. Builder.add case for this, and this will be login user.rejected state and action. All right, and all we're gonna do is go ahead and say state is equal to ... state, and error is true, and we'll go ahead and return the state. I always do this. Return state, stop it. And then we'll also go ahead and add a pending. Might as well put this above here. Builder.add case, and we'll say login user.pending, and we'll add a state and action. And here we'll go ahead and say state is equal to ... state. We'll also say error is equal to false in this case. So whenever we start up, make sure we set that to false and return the state. And it looked like there's a bug on something else. I'll see if I remember to write that down, but let's go ahead and try it out again. So if we come back in here and close out of this and sign in, and we say unknown coder and pass, hopefully it shows up. Interesting. Still getting a cannot read properties undefined of user for some reason. It should be catching the exception. So we'll check everything. So our login user, we're going to try, and then we're going to catch if there's an exception, and it should be throwing an exception. Let's see, resolved, invalid credentials exception, username and password does not exist. So it's definitely throwing that. and it's definitely throwing a 403. If we come back in here, we see it is getting a 403, failed to respond with 403. So I'm not sure why in line 74 of user slice is trying to read the user. What's line 74? Yeah, it's still trying to do fulfilled, even though it should have rejected with Thunk API. So even though we are getting a 403 as I expect, for some reason it's still going through as... Let's double check our Java to make sure we didn't miss anything. So whenever we log in, if we don't find the username, we should be throwing a new exception. So let's throw in a print statement really quick inside of here to see if it's getting into the catch. And let's try again. So we'll say sign in, throw my username, and pass. Let's go ahead and open the console and log in. So we are in the catch. So why are we not rejecting with the value? This is an interesting bug that I haven't seen unless we're not doing something that I can't think of. This is really silly. I forgot the return keyword. And let's go ahead and try this again. So we'll go ahead and say sign in, and we'll put in the unknown coder and put in PASS. There we go. Password's incorrect. For some reason, the styling is not quite right. I don't know what's going on with the styling, so let's take a look at that. So in our login form 2, login form error in color red, and I'm pretty sure inside of our login forms.css, we have a login form error. At least I thought we did. Oh, we need to name this login form error. And then let's go back to login form 1 really quick and double check that login form 1 and change this to login form error as well. Where is it? Login form error, and save, and this should look better. Cool, looks good. And what we want to do now is, well, that broke that. Terrific. So let's go back into the login button CSS and fix, actually it's, where is that? I guess login form .css, and the icon, now let's put it back to 27, or I guess let's put it back to 2. I don't think that's gonna fix it. Oh, that's way off. Let's see, 25 again. Wow, what the heck happened to this? Let's see. Oh, you know what? It's the... Oh, no. That's not good. Shoot, that's going to be a big bug that I'm going to have to... I'm going to have to debug that bug on another time because I don't have time for it tonight. It's already getting late. But that is a bug that I'm going to have to fix on my own. So I think I had it at 32. I think I can set the style depending on if there's an error or not, and that should be fine. Something else that we could do, I think back in login form 1, let's see. So we have not state error. So I think if we go into our login form 2, we could do something similar to that here. So valid, do we have the state? We do. We can say not state dot error as well, so we can get that line around it. So again, if we put in an incorrect password, pass, we get our red line around it. I'm gonna have to fix that, but that'll have to go another time. But if we put in a correct password and hit login, should get rid of everything. And if we open up Redux really quick, it's gonna be really hard to see. Let's see if I can grab, you can't really see anything, so give me one moment. But if we, I guess, scroll through here, you can see that we have our user logged in and everything. I don't know what that other Redux was. Things are being weird tonight. But now what we want to go ahead and do is make it so that we can actually navigate to the next login page. So that should be somewhat easy. All we need to go do is go into the login modal. And inside of the login modal, what we'll go ahead and do is I'm going to grab a use effect, and then I'm going to set up a use effect at the bottom, use effect. And what we want to go ahead and do is say if our state.loggedin. So if we are logged in, if there's a user logged in, we want to go ahead and navigate home. So that means we also need to import our use navigate from React Router DOM. We need to set up a navigator. I'll just put it here, const, and we're going to call this navigate equal to use navigate, like so. Cool. So now if this is the case, we want to navigate to home. And we'll also go ahead and return, just to be safe here. So return, whoops, I can't type, like that. Cool, cool. Just to be safe. And then something else that I kind of want to do is I want to go back into our closed modal. So if we go, closed modal comes from our landing page, maybe. Let's see, toggle login. So whenever we toggle the login, so if we click the actual button to open and close it, I kind of want to make sure that our username is cleared out and everything. So let's go ahead and just go into our user slice one last time. I'm going to create a thunk or reducer. Now it's going to say reset username, state, action. It's not going to use action, so it's fine. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to say state, and we need this guy, state is equal to, we're going to say dot 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 state. We're going to set the username equal to nothing, and then return the state. Whoops, I love when I do that. Again, this is not going to do anything other than just make sure that our state gets reset. That way, if the person comes in, clicks on the button, and then leaves, the name isn't in there anymore. So if we come back into our landing page, I believe, we're going to need our use dispatch. So use dispatch. We're going to need our app dispatch. Import our app dispatch. All right, and then we'll go ahead and set up use the const dispatch is equal to, and we should probably say app dispatch here is equal to use dispatch. I'm going kind of off the cuff here, but this is something that we need to set up. So whenever we toggle login, we want to set that up. So we're going to go ahead and say we're going to dispatch, and we need to export this. I'm kind of all over the place, so let's go ahead and export reset username at the bottom here. And we'll come back in here, and we need to also import our reset username. So now we're going to go ahead and dispatch our reset username. Doesn't like that. Guess it just wants it like that, which doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see. Let me double check this. It should be fine, right? I don't know why it doesn't want me to call it. I'm gonna see what happens when I run this. Oh, we're already back in the page. Let me refresh. It doesn't let us go back. There we go. Cool. If I sign in and I put in unknown coder and hit next, what I like to do is if I hit X out of here, I want the username to be gone. It didn't do anything because I don't think that we can, I think we had to call it as a function, so I don't know why that is an issue. Let me look. It's looking for payload. Okay, let me get rid of the payload then. We don't need a payload. So get rid of the action, I guess. And landing page, that's good now. Let's do a double check. So we sign in and say unknown coder. Next. Oh, I don't want to log in anymore. Hit X. Sign in. It takes us back to here as it should. Let's go ahead and log in one last time to make sure we can navigate to the home page. So unknown coder. We'll put in my password. Hit log in, and it takes us back to the feed page. So now this is going to basically wrap up our login logic. We still have a few more things to code for, like forgot password and some of those other things. So we will be working on those soon, but that's going to be it for now. Unfortunately, that's going to be it for today. If you guys enjoyed, please stick around for the next episode by hitting that subscribe button. You'll know exactly when it comes out, especially with that bell icon. If you did enjoy the content today, please sure to leave a thumbs up. If you did enjoy it, leave a thumbs down. Either way, it helps out with the algorithm all the same. And finally, if you have any suggestions or feedback for me, make sure you leave a comment down below. With that being said, I appreciate you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.